All right, let's talk about something I think we all know a little too well. You know that feeling when you're just stuck? Stuck in a loop of worry, replaying conversations in your head, or just endlessly spinning out about the future. Yeah, that. Well, this explainer is for you. We're going to build a really practical toolkit with some therapy-backed skills that'll help you break that cycle for good.
So, does this sound familiar? Picture this. It's late afternoon, you're just trying to get through the day, and then, ping, an email from your boss pops up. The subject line is just one word, meeting. And he wants to talk in 2 days, but gives you zero details about why. Your heart just drops, right?
And instantly your mind just starts racing. He's going to fire me. What did I do wrong? And for the next 2 days, you are obsessing over every single little thing you've done, replaying every interaction, looking for some kind of clue.
My brain won't shut up. It just rehashes everything. I mean, at night, forget it. You're just lying there wide awake while your brain plays the greatest hits of every mistake you've ever made. Then during the day, you can't focus on anything. You're zoning out, completely caught in this downward spiral of worry. It is absolutely overwhelming.
And then he tells you that the manager above you is quitting, and he was wondering if you'd like to take the role. So finally, the meeting day comes. You walk into his office, your heart is just pounding, and he looks at you and says, the manager above you is leaving, and he wants you to take the job. It's a promotion, more responsibility, better pay, all of that worry for absolutely nothing.
And the cycle starts all over again. You feel this huge wave of relief, right? But then, as you're walking out of the office, this little thought creeps in. Wait, can I actually do this? Am I good enough? And just like that, the cycle of overthinking has a brand new thing to latch onto. So, the big question is, how do we finally break it?
Okay, so our foundation, becoming aware. This is the first step to breaking the cycle. And, the very first step sounds super simple. But honestly, it is the most important one. It's just becoming aware that you're even doing it in the first place.
So what even is overthinking? Well, at its core, it's really just a habit of repetitive, unhelpful thoughts. It's either rehashing the past, that's called rumination, or it's spinning out about the future, which we call worry. And just like any habit, we often do it completely on autopilot. We don't even realize it's happening. And here's the absolute key. You can't change a habit you don't even know you have.
So how do we actually build this awareness? Well, here are 3 really practical ways to start. First, name it. Seriously, the moment you catch yourself doing it, just say to yourself, I'm overthinking right now. It sounds silly, but it creates this little bit of space between you and the thought. Second, know your triggers. Start to notice when it happens. Is it always late at night? Is it when you're alone? The more you can predict it, the more power you have. And third, if you're really struggling to catch it, set an alarm. Just have it go off once an hour for a day. When it rings, do a quick check-in. Hey, where's my mind at? Am I spiraling?
All right, next up, control. This is all about setting boundaries. The goal here is to manage your worry, not let it manage you. So once you're aware of the habit, the next phase is all about taking back control. It's time to, set some rules for your own brain. So here's skill number 2. Schedule your worry time. Now, I know this sounds kind of weird, but trust me, it's one of the most powerful things you can do. Instead of letting these thoughts hijack your day whenever they want, you're going to give them a specific appointment.
So here's how you schedule that worry. First, you acknowledge and postpone. So when a worry pops into your head, you just say, hey, I see you, I'll worry about this at 2 p.m. Second, you set a time limit. Decide on a specific amount of time, say 35 minutes, no more, no less. And third, when 2 p.m. rolls around, you use the time productively. This isn't about just spinning in circles, it's about actively working on the problem.
And here is a golden rule for that worry time. Never worry in your head. Do it on paper. Get it all out. Do a brain dump. Make a pros and cons list. Whatever you need to do to get it out of that thought loop and onto a physical page. This literally shows your brain that there's a time and a place for this stuff. And over time, it starts to respect those boundaries you're setting.
Okay, section 3, the antidote, redirecting your focus. This is all about choosing where to put your attention. So we've learned to notice the thoughts, we've learned to set boundaries with them. Now we need to learn how to actively redirect our focus to something way more helpful.
Here's a really important idea. You are the referee of your thoughts. See, your brain is just a thought-generating machine. It's going to throw stuff at you all day long, good and bad. But you don't have to engage with every single thought that shows up. Think of yourself as a referee on a field. You can't stop the players from running around, but you get to decide which plays get your focus and your whistle. You can learn to just watch the thoughts go by without getting pulled into the game.
So, it's time to change the channel. This is another great way to think about it. Imagine you've got a remote control for your mind. When you notice you're stuck on that overthinking channel, you know the one, the 24/7 news cycle of everything that could go wrong, you have the power to consciously click a button and change the channel to something better.
So what does changing the channel actually look like? Well, a huge part of it is shifting from these big, abstract why questions to small, concrete what questions. Overthinking just loves those huge, unanswerable questions like, why am I such a failure? There's no good answer to that. Instead, change the channel to something like, what is one skill I can work on? Or instead of why can't I be happy, try, what is one small thing I can do for my mental health today? See the difference? It pulls you out of that helpless feeling and straight into action.
Okay, quick experiment. Try not to think of a pink elephant. Seriously, don't think about a big pink elephant. What are you thinking about right now? Yeah? A pink elephant. This is a super common trap. Just telling yourself stop overthinking is like telling yourself not to think of the elephant. It actually backfires and makes the thought even stronger.
So what's the alternative? You shift your focus to your values. The secret isn't to stop the thought, it's to replace it with something better. So instead of wrestling with the worry, you actively shift your focus to something you actually care about. Ask yourself, what's really important to me right now? Maybe it's being present with your family. Maybe it's working on a project you love. Take all that powerful mental energy and point it toward the life you actually want to live.
All right, that was a lot, I know. So let's pull all this together into your new overthinking toolkit. This is a quick summary of the skills we just talked about.
Okay, so here are the 5 core skills. First, notice and name your thoughts. That's your foundation. Then, schedule your worry time to put some boundaries in place. After that, you learn to be the referee, realizing you are separate from your thoughts. And how do you do that? You shift from those big, abstract why questions to concrete what questions. And finally, you focus on your values. You choose to put your energy where it really counts.
Look, these skills aren't about getting rid of worry forever. That's just not realistic. This is about taking back control of your attention. It's about you deciding what gets your precious mental energy. So the real question I want to leave you with is this. The next time that overthinking channel starts playing, what new channel will you choose?